Okay, so let's move on to our second speaker, Hiroshi. Hiroshi is a co-founder and a managing director, Republic Incorporate from Japan. He started his career at Hakuhodo Incorporate, one of the major advertising agencies in Asia, and has developed his expertise in research through investigating in digital media, ethnographic practice, and design leadership, innovation, and design thinking. So after that, Hiroshi launched Republic, another think tank dedicated to innovation architecture, and started a new initiative to co-develop innovation ecosystem, partner with government, industry, and the university at home and overseas. And Hiroshi also served as a co-founder and executive fellow at iSchool of the University of Tokyo, where groundbreaking interdisciplinary innovation education programs is offered to all the schools at the university since 2009. So let's welcome Hiroshi. Yeah.
Thank you for the introduction, Professor Silverio. And I'm honored that to be invited to such a great opportunity here, with the fortune that the Hong Kong government opened up the door recently to those who long for feeling the vibrant atmosphere here. I left Japan and came to a different territory for the first time in 3 years. I arrived in Hong Kong 2 days ago and felt that the digitization of services really progressed. The epidemic management system, Leave Safe Home, seems to have a bad reputation here. But it's amazing to me that both citizens and tourists can track themselves, obtain information, and book services in an application. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
There is no such, there is no such service platform in Japan, so it was stimulating. Also, I felt a fear if I lose my smartphone. I can't imagine if I go through the process coming back home without my smartphone, and because I'm not very good at speaking English, I have to cheat my smartphone for this time, a presentation as well, so very much necessary to me. Anyway, again, my name is Hiroshi Tamura. I'm from Fukuoka, Japan. I founded and run a think and do tank called Republic since 2013. I emphasize we are think and do tank, not a think tank. In addition to the think part that deals with research and strategic planning at a high level, we cover the do part that is to realize our own strategies and concepts as businesses and or public services. As for today's theme, entrepreneurship, I'm wondering if our do's are a good fit. I'd like to talk about that in detail later. Now we have 27 members, including 8 males, 90 females, 24 design-related professionals, such as design researchers and art directors, and 3 management staff. Current nationalities are Japanese, Italian, Dutch, Chinese, and 1 Russian will join next month. In the past, we have staff from Denmark, South Africa, and Madagascar. We have offices in Tokyo and Fukuoka, and have branch offices along with large projects in Kobe and Kagoshima. Business bases are concentrated to the west from Tokyo. The reason why we have offices in Western Japan is simply because we have been involved in many projects there. We have worked on Think and Do project with local governments in Fukuoka, Saga, Kumamoto, Kagoshima, each is a prefecture in Kyushu Island, as well as Hiroshima, Kobe, Osaka, and Kyoto in Honshu Island as the major collaborators. Many projects are implemented over relatively a long period of time, like 3 to 5 years. We are also working on projects of the Japanese national government, such as the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, and the Japan Patent Office. There is a project called Migakiba, which was launched in 2020 with the Ministry of Environment aiming to launch a new sustainable local businesses by connecting young creators living in urban areas with creative business leaders in various local locations. Migakiba has grown, and currently we are managing 7 projects concurrently. That spreads nationwide from Hokkaido to Okinawa, literally covering from the northernmost to the southernmost of Japan. Let's show more about our major projects so far. This is our first large-scale project, Innovation Studio Fukuoka. We planned and managed 5 projects in 5 years, from 2013 to 2017. Citizens of Fukuoka City who were interested in the theme of each project applied, formed a team, and conducted field work. Then they discovered their unique insights and envisioned actions based on them. From Innovation Studio Fukuoka, more than 100 startups, corporate new businesses, social enterprises, or industry-academia collaboration projects have been created. This photo was taken when a team from the Danish Design Center came to Japan for our first project, Project Zero, redesign boundaries between handicapped and normal in his or her childhood. Similar research was conducted in Japan and Denmark, and a workshop was held to learn each other about the differences in the relationship between people with special needs and the society. Denmark is a high welfare society, as you know, with a solid system. Nevertheless, it is sometimes difficult to respond to detailed care needs due to a great variety in disabilities. There are many discoveries that led to subsequent actions. That we discovered the wisdom cultivated in the welfare field in Japan, which is of a high level, even from a Danish point of view. This shows K2, Kyushu University School of Design, where I'm still teaching now, and KAIST in South Korea collaborated to form K2, an initiative for design, innovation, research, and education originating from Asia. K2 is simply a combination of Kyushu University and KAIST, both of which start with large K. Today's host, Professor Kumpyo Lee, was the head of the design department at KAIST at the time, and strongly pushed the launch of the initiative. Thank you for that time. And this photo captures the output of one of the team at K2 Winter School in 2017. Students from design schools around the world were invited to participate in a one-week-long workshop to explore the future possibility of the city that's set in Fukuoka and visualize their vision. We formed teams based on 5 themes: home, mobility, community, learning, work, peace of mind. Each of them had a corporate sponsor, and their employees also participated. The mobility team was sponsored by Toyota and has created a novel vision of the future in which autonomous driving technology is combined with various services to create a bustling place where cars work together. A year after this proposal, Toyota announced a future service concept called e-pallet, as it was almost the same of this vision. We are also working on various projects with Hiroshima Prefectural Government. This shows the final presentation of the Innovators 100, which started in 2015. Hiroshima is a home to a wide range of manufacturing industries, including automobile, machinery, electronics, steel manufacturing, shipbuilding, chemicals, and even foodstuffs, with the automobile company Mazda at the top of the list. Innovators 100 was planned with the aim of nurturing young innovators who will lead the next generation in Hiroshima's 100 unique SMEs. It took 20 companies a year and 5 years to realize it. Now, 100 innovators are horizontally and organically connecting with each other to shape new regional innovation ecosystems. This is the new normal, a project with Saga Prefectural government. New normal is a term describing the world's values and lifestyles that have changed due to the COVID-19 nowadays. But this project was carried out before the pandemic, but the nuance was similar coincidentally. Saga Prefecture is home to a wide range of traditional crafts, including ceramics such as arita ware and karatsu ware, as well as textiles, Japanese paper, woodwork, and glass crafts. Initially, we were requested to promote the traditional crafts to the consumers, but we realized that traditional crafts did not well fit into the modern lifestyle, which has been formed by the pursuit of convenience. So we overrode it into a project that proposes designs of living, reflecting the locality, eating, furnishing, caring, playing, relaxing, working. These 6 themes were set, and the design research team was formed for each theme. The team collaborated with citizens through workshops, and an exhibition was held at the hall of the Saga Prefectural office, bringing together the results. Based on what we learned from this project, we established UNA Laboratories, a subsidiary of Republic, and opened Craft Inte, an accommodation where you can experience local crafts and even extending to craft tourism. I think that this project also showed us of think and do well. This is a project envelope which has been carried out with Kobe City government since last year, with the goal of making Kobe City an ESG center in Asia. Next generation leaders of local SMEs and creators from Japan and overseas form a team to contribute to a sustainable planet and society, and at the same time create a business that will remain for the next 100 years. As the preliminary results, there are companies that have already developed new products, a company that have launched a spin-out, and a company that have acquired government funds for new technology development and started industry-academia collaboration. This is a project that we have been working with City of Satsuma Sendai, Kagoshima Prefecture, since 2019. Satsuma Sendai is a medium-sized city where a nuclear power plant is located, and the industrial structure is highly dependent on electric power companies and factories that require stable power sources. After the nuclear power plant accident in Fukushima, trust in nuclear power generation has been greatly shaken. And it has become difficult to draw a future for the city with nuclear power generation. Therefore, we Republic and Kyushu University formed a team and engaged in activities to create a future vision for Satsuma Sendai. Through our investigation, we learned that Satsuma Sendai has an abundance of companies and communities that are actively working to promote sustainability due to the unique natural environment with which a large river connects the rich forest and the rich sea. Through the dialogues with such companies and communities, we eventually made a declaration to transform Satsuma Sendai into a circular city and actively create researches and businesses that accelerate circulation in the city. We envisioned an entirely new research park in Satsuma Sendai called Satsuma Future Commons, as a base for creating various activities in a circular city. In particular, various research projects and business creation projects are going to be carried out with citizens involved. By having people all ages in Satsuma Sendai enjoy themselves, it becomes possible to carry out experiments with a realistic cycle of clothing, food, and shelter. The function of such an open laboratory works as the engine of the circular city. At the end of this presentation, I would like to tell you what is going on right now. Now you see our think and do process is basically based on co-creation. We usually say we are in the era of co-creation and we are making very much of it, but why? In Japan, co-creation and competition are used in contrast because it has the same reading as kyōsō in our language. This book cover is a Japanese translation of Competitive Strategy, authored by Michael A. Porter in the late 1970s. And in this book, Porter introduced the concept of competitive advantage and proposed a model for achieving it. The concept that winning the competition through growth is the cornerstone of corporate strategy has been the engine that pushed capitalism forward and has become common sense in modern corporate management. Konosuke Matsushita, the founder of Panasonic, advocated a philosophy usually called philosophy of water supply, with the aim of making society richer by supplying things cheaply and in large quantities, just like water comes out instantly when you turn on a faucet. The strategy of good value for the price with the background of mass production and mass consumption is not limited to the companies listed on this slide, but there are many major players in China now. It is precisely because of these companies that we can enjoy the richness of modern society. However, the limited distribution of wealth to the winners has led to the division of society. You may remember the Occupy Wall Street movement in New York in 2011. Participants called for dissolving inequality by distributing wealth concentrated in the top 1% to the remaining 99%. The wealthy class, which was hit by the Lehman Brothers bankruptcy in 2008, lobbied to strengthen their own privileges. And the trigger to the movement was that such policies were actually implemented. The US government has been reluctant to close inequalities and overcome divisions. Mass production, mass consumption, and the resulting mass disposal have accelerated environmental destruction, resulting in climate change and loss of biodiversity. Young people represented by Greta Thunberg are protesting against governments and businesses that profit from damaging their future, and calling for radical actions to restore the global environment. What can we do to address this global crisis? One hope is that the multi-stakeholder principles advocated 2019 by the Business Roundtable and American Business Association. This means a division of shareholder capitalism, in which the company belongs to the shareholder and the value of the company is enhanced by pursuing shareholder profits. There are various stakeholders in a company, and creative management is required to bring about good results for all stakeholders. In association with the multi-stakeholder principles, purpose has attracted the attention of corporate managers recently. Let's compare it with vision that represents the philosophy of corporate management. Might it be easier to understand if I use an analogy that the vision is a small ship that accommodates the company overall, and the purpose is a big ship carrying various stakeholders with the company? Roughly speaking, the vision is what the company wants to be, and the purpose is what kind of future the company wants to create with its stakeholders. So when we talk about the purpose, we need to co-create. We inevitably speak about co-creation. Oh, yes, I will skip this, right? The innovation. What impact will the shift from competition to co-creation have? This is my definition of innovation. Innovation is an idea transforming people's behaviors, manners, and values that cannot be broken. Let's take a simple example. This is a Keep the Change, a retail finance service developed by IDEO and with Bank of America in the early millenniums. Keep the Change links two accounts to a debit card. One is a checking account, and the other is savings account. If you make a purchase of $43.37, $44 will be deducted from your checking account. Then 63 cents of your change will be returned to your savings account. This is how you save money with every purchase you make. The service became very popular at that time, and millions of accounts are opened in a very short period of time. Why? This is because it was a way to create a habit of saving money for people who have been unable to save money even if they wanted to. People who spend money a lot of times and are least suited to saving can save the most with this service. It was exactly an idea to make a change in behaviors and manners. However, it is not easy to bring about innovation that is transforming people's behaviors, manners, and their values at the system level for a better future while engaging with various stakeholders. It is not effective enough to supply products and services through the market. How can different stakeholders, sometimes with conflicting interests, participate and create positive change for the system as a whole? No established methodology exists yet, but there are projects that serve as examples. This is an activity called Fab City Global Initiative, launched in 2014, led by Fab Lab of Barcelona. By 2054, the initiative aims to realize a city that produces and supplies more than 50% of what the city needs within the city in order to result in radically reducing environmental impacts. In the future, even in emerging countries in Asia and Africa, population concentration in cities will be unavoidable. And how we can manage the environmental impacts of cities will determine the problems of global warming and biodiversity. The city of Barcelona, which hosted the 10th Fab Lab World Congress in 2014, launched the Fab City Declaration. In that declaration, the city promised to develop one Fab Lab for every 10,000 residents. Fab Lab is an initiative to open and operate a workshop equipped with the facilities to make what one needs with one's own hands, as you know. 8 years have passed since the declaration, and during the time, citizen-centered manufacturing, citizen-driven infrastructure development, and data management experiments have progressed across different communities. Based on the premise of mass production, mass consumption, and mass disposal, the PITO, or product in trash out model, has relied on a global supply chain with an enormous environmental impact. The initiative aims to transition to a DIDO, data in, data out model, that each city is locally circulate materials within the city and globally shares wisdom fostered in each city by data. In the DIDO model, citizens are deemed as the most important stakeholders and even expected to drive changes. In her recent book, The Mission Economy, Professor Mariana Mazzucato of University College London wrote, a mission economy is one that leads with public ambition rather than letting the free market dictate its direction, and the public and private sectors share the risks and returns equally. The companies will not be parasitic on the government, but they will coexist. So let's take a look at the video of the new European Bauhaus, an EU innovation co-creation platform that Mazzucato led to launch. The new European Bauhaus may be a step forward that embodies the innovation process that I have argued so far. Can we see the video?
This is the new European Bauhaus, a movement that wants to shape the beautiful, sustainable and inclusive living spaces of tomorrow. A project of hope that brings a cultural dimension, the Green Deal, and wants to accelerate the transition of the built environment. Too ambitious? Not if we do it together. That's the plan. Until summer 2021, we collect your examples, ideas and challenges to reimagine future ways to live together while protecting our planet. Your inputs will be translated into community support, calls for proposals and funding opportunities, including prizes. As from September 2021, we will launch pilot projects in different EU countries. We will promote knowledge sharing and will bring our community to the next level. The new European Bauhaus has a global dimension, and the movement shall spread to all Europe and beyond. Are you a designer, architect, engineer, scientist, student, entrepreneur, or a creative mind? Then join the movement and be part of the new European Bauhaus.
The good thing for you is this project is not just limited in the people in EU countries, but also for the beyond, so as the video mentioned, so you can participate in the project. So well, let's go back to the think and do of innovation. It's difficult to decide what to start, where, and with whom though. For the past few years, we have been intensively conducting do's in Satsuma Sendai with a population of less than 100,000 people and a nuclear power plant. In order to transform Satsuma Sendai into a circular city, we are implementing various activities together with citizens. In April this year, we opened a studio called Restore, located 5 minutes walk from the central station of Satsuma Sendai. We furnished the 160 square meter space equipped with a gallery, a make space, and DIY bio facilities. This is the base of each activity. Well, hidden resources are there in your area. DIY bio is a concrete exploration by the citizens in collaboration with experts in biology and fermentation, fermentation technology. We collected wild yeast from a neighboring shrine and cultivated with a reference to open source experimental protocols called open yeast protocols. And using that yeast, the participants made berry miso using a traditional regional recipe. And Creative Repair is a program we have been working on since before we opened the Restore, taking apart broken chairs and wanted harnesses The participants got creative ideas and upcycled them. We made sofas and lampshades by using rope knitting techniques that are deeply rooted in the citizens. Bamboo architecture is the activity we are putting the most effort into right now. Bamboo grows quickly, so we need to continue to use a considerable amount of bamboo in order to conserve the bamboo forest. In Japan, it's stipulated by law that bamboo cannot be used as a structural material for buildings. And in order to obtain special measures, we are conducting empirical research, such as building a prototype and collecting data on its durability. We are considering to establish a startup company from this activity. We are also working on creative recycling activities with plastics in reference to the know-how of pressure plastic from the Netherlands having accumulated. We collected ocean plastics here and there and create works utilizing them that can be called plastic crafts that have an identity for each location. That's all. I think the designers are in the midst of a big shift right now. Let's unleash the tides of products and services and bring about innovations at the societal system level toward our desired futures. For us, the do part of think and do is becoming more and more important. By all means, let's explore do's part in depth together. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks, Hiroshi. I like the concept to explain the complex story with big ship and small ship, starting to thinking about which ship we are working on. The very good, nice description of the scope of the work. Thanks.